Hey there, my friends. Glad you're here, and especially for those who have knee troubles that they're trying to overcome. Please don't run away because you see this foam roller. This is actually going to help you. There was a subscriber who reached out and was like, hey, how do I deal with my knee pain? That's a very broad question because you could have knee pain here on the outside, you could have knee pain on the inside. It could be like deep inside, like meniscus. So I don't know, subscriber, what exactly you're talking about, but I do know that there's also a lot of runners out there or people who deal with a lot, particularly knee pain here on the outside underneath. So we're gonna, I'm gonna show you today a few stretches, how to use your foam roller to try to combat that and uh, calm down some very overactive muscles, and then how to stretch them so that hopefully that knee pain will dissipate or just disappear even. Grab your foam roller if you need to, and let's get started. On the floor. So what we're I'll explain a little bit of why we're going to be foam rolling these muscles as we go. We're going to start with the gastroc and the soleus. So crossing the right leg over, or the left leg over the right, we're going to foam roll that right first, starting just above your ankle, and your right foot should be completely relaxed while you do this. And all we're doing is we're looking for some knots, meaning you're going to give yourself a massage, hopefully a deep tissue massage. Okay, and what we're trying to do is foam roll the whole soleus. So we're not just going to stick right down the middle. We got to go to the outsides as well. And we're going to do the same with the gastroc. So if you need to roll that leg left or right to feel for any knots, please do when you find a knot, because I'm sure you will. Hang out on it for about 30 seconds and then move up and find another knot. So why is foam rolling important for knee pain relief? Your muscles are supposed to work this way, your muscle fibers, right? Well, when you have a knot, it forms and it keeps the muscle from moving. It stops the muscle from moving in its proper way it was made to move. So if we foam roll that knot out, it helps to get that muscle back to the length and movement that it was. How are the calves involved with knee pain? Well, think of your body or your feet as the foundation of your house. And from there, it translates all the way up to the rest of your body. So getting those, if you have pronation or supination in your feet, then it's going to affect your knees. Sometimes pronation or supination in the feet, meaning you roll your foot inward or outward as you walk or run, that will cause tightness through your calves, which then translates into the knee and even the lower back. So by trying to at least release those muscles, it can help relieve some of the supination and pronation that happens in the foot. So it's good. And this should, if you like deep tissue massage, then you'll love this. If you don't, I'm sorry, but it's good for you. So hopefully, like I don't want to go too fast here. Depending on how often you foam roll, this could take a while. The more consistent you are with it, the faster it'll be, because the fewer knots there will be. If the foam roll doesn't feel good and you want to use a massage gun, totally fine. Go ahead and grab that massage gun. Just please try to make sure that the muscle that you're massaging is relaxed so that you can get the deep knots. Oh man, boy, I found one. So once you find one, Breathe through it. Don't hold your breath. Try to get some oxygen to that muscle. Help your brain remember that you're still alive and you're not dying. Oh. So we'll switch to that second leg soon. And so if I'm going too fast, please feel free to pause and move on when you are ready. Here's another tip. You can do this in the morning. Once you learn what you're supposed to do, you can do this in the morning, as you're doing morning meditations, maybe. I know you probably want to be relaxed, but maybe not. Maybe you can multitask. You could do this in the evening if you have a favorite show that you watch on Amazon Prime or Netflix or whatever it is that you use. So let's go ahead and switch to that second leg. But you want to try to find all those knots. So you don't have to listen to me in this video. Once you learn what you're supposed to do, just go ahead and do it. Now, the recommendation, according to the National Academy of Sports Medicine, is, and all the research that they've done, you should do this 3 to 5 times a week if you are really dealing with some serious pain. And once you do it more consistently, it won't take you very long. So the first couple of times you're going to be like, wow, that took forever. That was like a workout. Yeah, but I promise it's good for you and it will help you relieve that knee pain that you're dealing with. So if you are wondering, do I really have to do both legs? Yeah, you do. Yes, even if your knee pain is only on the right side, just go ahead and do the left because there's so many compensations that happen in your body just to keep you upright and moving every day. Help your body out. So hopefully you're at least halfway through that second leg. And then we're going to move to some adductors and glutes. Okay. Again, 30 seconds on each knot. I'm going a little bit faster just so you can get the idea of what you should be doing. And it feels so good, right? All right, so hopefully nearing the top of that second leg. Again, doing the outside of the gastroc all the way over into the inside. Most likely you'll feel more tightness on the outside, but you never know. Outside of that calf. Okay, good. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to try to do a bicep femoris. It's very challenging, but the goal is to lead, so it's the right down the middle part of that hamstring, trying to relax your legs as much as you can as you roll those biceps. You may not feel much, and that's okay. The biceps are a very hard muscle to foam roll. So try it, see what you feel. What we're actually going to move to next is some piriformis. So it's a tiny little muscle that's tucked in between some of your glute muscles. So what you're going to do, sit on your foam roller, lean back. We're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee. Then you're going to rotate and you're going to roll through that right glute. So right down like in the center of that right glute. Be aware you don't want to be rolling on your SI or your sciatic nerve. So if you feel shooting or pain, numbness, something just doesn't feel quite right, like not really deep tissue, then you might be on it. So just move slightly, get off of that nerve, and just keep rolling through there. I'm sure you will find something. Especially if you do a lot of lunges or if you wear high heels. Maybe. The high heels pretty much take the glutes out of the picture, but it's possible. And so roll through there. Now we're going to get your TFL. So your TFL is in the upper outside part of your hip. You can get the TFL a couple of different ways. We're going to go with that right ankle over the left knee. We're just going to rotate onto that hip, but it's higher. So you'll start outside of the hip and then kind of roll your chest toward, like open your chest toward the ceiling, just feeling for something that might be there. You're going to see a lot of people recommending that you roll your IT band. From the research I've done, it's not recommended because it's a tendon and you're supposed to form all muscles, not tendons. Besides, it's extremely painful. So, okay, so we're gonna actually what we're gonna do is foam roll the muscle that's right beside your IT band. So you have 4 different muscles in your quad, right? So we're gonna do the quad muscle. So your IT band is right here on the side of your leg. We're not gonna roll there. We're gonna roll the quad that's right next to it that can cause some tension and pull on the IT band. So you're gonna be on your side. We're going to start about halfway up your quad. So again, we're not on the IT band. We're going to roll forward just a little, roll that chest forward, crossing your left foot in front of your right leg so that you can push through that left leg to relieve some pressure if this part of your quad is too tight. And then we're just going to try to relax that right leg as you roll up. So roll towards the top of your hip, trying to feel for anything that might be there. And once you do, just let it hang there for 30 seconds. So it might be painful, but I promise it's way less painful than the IT band. Anybody who's rolled their IT band knows that, oh my word. So that's why we're doing the quad that's right next to it. It's actually manageable and it's a muscle, not a ligament. Okay, good. So if you need to hang out there longer, please do. We're going to go and get your right piriformis on the left side. So I'm going to switch here. Okay, so now let's cross left ankle over right knee. We're going to roll onto that left glute. And we're just trying to get into that piriformis. So it's kind of right in the center of the glute. The reason you want to cross that leg is because it opens up your glutes a little bit more to make it easier to access that piriformis. And just make sure you're not rolling on that SI or the sciatic nerve. Good, but you should be able to find something. The little piriformis does so much for us. Good. Okay, so if you need to hang out there, again, find a knot, hang for 30 seconds. Shouldn't be numbing, shouldn't be shooting pain. So 30 seconds, and if you need to pause the workout, please do. We're going to go to the TFL. So keeping that left ankle crossed, I'm going to drop down to that left elbow, and we're going to go to the outside of that hip, that left hip. So it's chest faces the wall, but then as you go higher, you can open up the chest to the ceiling a little bit. And you're just trying to get like bottom of the hip all the way to top of the hip. The TFL does a lot for extension, flexion, adduction. Oh boy, abduction as well of that hip. So that's a muscle that gets a lot of work. Okay, good. So you can either pause and hang out here longer, or we're going to go to that quad, that outside quad on that left side. Again, not IT band. We're going to start about midline, midway, or halfway up that quad. Crossing that leg in front of you, that right leg, if you need to press through it, but trying to relax that left foot, letting it drag on the floor as you go move that foam roller toward your hip. It's hard to relax that muscle, right? Oh boy, especially when it's being foam rolled. But I promise it's so good for it. And hopefully you'll feel some nice little release through that knee too. The whole reason why we're doing this. Okay, it's so hard to keep that quad relaxed, but the more relaxed, the more effective it is. Okay, good. So if you need to pause, wow, I have a lot. I should pause, but I won't because it's your workout, not mine. If you need to pause the workout, please do. If not, we're just going to hit really fast the middle part of our quads, and you got to make sure that those quads stay relaxed as you're letting your toes drag on the floor. So, going to require a little bit of core strength here. You don't want to have a saggy back, okay? Tuck that belly button into your spine as you push your lower back to the ceiling. And then all you're going to do is just roll from the top of the hip to the base of the knee while those quads are completely relaxed. So your abs are doing the work to help keep your back in neutral alignment rather than your quads trying to use those. So we're just going to slowly roll, looking for any knots. If you find a knot, hang out for 30 seconds and just hold on it. You're going to see some people who are aggressively rolling their knots out, and that is not the recommendation at all. It actually could make the knot bigger. So if you find a knot, just hang out there. Okay? So I'll let you pause the video if you need to, if you found a lot of knots. If not, we're going to do one more with the foam roller. Inner thighs. So laying on your stomach, right leg. So you're going to let your inside of your right knee rest on the foam roller. That's less painful as you roll, keeping your leg resting on the foam roller. But if you want to get really effective, then the right foot is on the floor, and then you're going to just roll from the top of the knee to the base of the hip. Again, feeling for any knots that might be there, and you might find a lot. So depending on where your knee pain is, if you don't feel much here, then you don't have to do this foam roll, obviously. If you don't find much, then great. But if you do, this should be done at least 3 to 5 times a week. Now, why are we foam rolling the inner thighs? If the inner thighs are too tight, it can wrap around and pull that knee out of alignment. So you have a muscle imbalance there. Okay, good. So if you need to pause, please do. Let's switch to the left side. Letting that left leg relax or left foot relax on the floor. And just rolling from the top of the knee to the base of the hip. I'm going through these a little bit faster than I'm sure you are finding knots, and that's okay. I'll say it one more time. The more consistent you are, the less time this will take, and the happier your knee or knees will be. If you think it's a supination or pronating thing with your feet, then I recommend going to a shoe store where they can watch your gait and get you a pair of shoes that's actually helps correct that. And that could be just a huge relief for your knee as well, and maybe even lower back. Okay, we're done with foam roller. Now we got to stretch all those muscles out that we just foam rolled. So let's start with a V sit for those inner thighs. Good. Yeah, crazy story about that. I'm sure if you've been a runner, you know the value of a shoe. But those who aren't runners, so let's go to a butterfly next. I was doing a lot of 10Ks in college, and uh, I didn't know anything about proper footwear. And I bought these brand new pair of shoes that were said they were for running, and I could barely walk after just a 5K. And so I was like, something is not right here. So I went to a running store and they're like, oh, well, here, you need these shoes. And so once I put those on, it was like amazing. I could run for miles and miles and miles. So shoes really do make a difference. Okay, on your back, let's go to a piriformis stretch. So crossing your right ankle over your left knee. And now you're just going to bring your left knee to your chest, driving your right elbow into the inside of your right knee as you pull your left knee towards you. Good. Now, stretching all those muscles are so, after you foam roll, very important. Because what you're doing is trying to get the muscle back into the length that it's supposed to be. If you don't do the stretches, then you're only doing half of what your muscles needed. So you got to stretch after you foam roll. Let's switch sides. Left ankle over left knee. Bring the right knee to your chest. Drive your left elbow into the inside of your left knee. So you work the knots out, and now you got to stretch those muscle fibers back out. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. In case you needed, you found some knots from when you foam rolled your hamstrings. Let's get those. So we'll do a hamstring stretch, pulling above or below the knee, but not at the back of the knee. If you feel all you feel is knee, then just put a slight bend in your knee so that it goes into your hamstring. And if you want to do some ankle rotation because it feels good, you can. But I don't want you to miss out on that hamstring stretch. Good. Let's switch sides, switch legs. Stretching is amazing, right? Rotate that ankle both directions if you would like. Great. Okay, now we're going to go to well, let's do this first. No stretch on the floor. Your quads. So roll on your right side, grab your left foot, pull it behind you for a quad stretch. Taking your glute or your heel, left heel to your left glute. Thanks for hanging out today and working on your body, getting those muscles a little bit less tense, hopefully a lot less tense. All right, now we're going to take that left heel to your right glute. Let your right or the left knee drop a little bit farther to the floor. And if there's any tightness in that vastus lateralis, the outer quad that we foam rolled, you might get a nice little stretch there. Shouldn't be painful through the lower back though, so just be aware. We're trying to do stretches right now, not cause pain. Okay, we're going to roll on your right side. No, roll on your left side. Grab your right leg, right heel to right glute. We're almost done with the stretches, I promise. We just have to get your TFL and calves next. Okay, good. Now take that right heel to your left glute, letting that right knee fall a little bit. Hopefully you're getting a nice vastus lateralis stretch, the outer quad area. Okay, good. Let's go onto your stomach. We'll do a quick child's pose just because it feels good. And now a downward dog. So nice little calf stretch here. But we won't stay here. We're going to walk those feet to the hands, slowly stand it up, and now we're going to get your calves. So take a nice big step forward, pushing that left heel into the floor. Both toes pointing forward. Pushing that left heel in the floor, straight knee on the left side, so we're not bending that knee. Should be a nice gastroc, so the upper part of your calf stretching. Now we're going to bend that left knee in, and it should have moved to the soleus, which is the lower part of your calf. Good. And now we're going to switch sides. So right heel pushed in the floor, both toes pointing forward. But right heel in the floor. Hopefully it's a good calf stretch. If not, you could always go use a curb and stretch your calf off of a curb or a stair. Okay, bend that back knee in. Should have moved it to the bottom half of your calf, your soleus there. Okay, good. We just have one more stretch to do for your TFL. So we're going to cross right foot or right leg in front of left. Kick the right hip out. So lean to the left. And now reach your right arm overhead. If you need to hold on to something, please do. And if you need to like hinge a little bit through your hips to feel for any, like see if it's getting stretched in a little different way, please do. But this is your stretch. Should be really big stretch right through here. Other side. So we're going left over right, lean to the right, kicking that left hip out, left arm overhead. Good. Is this your new favorite stretch? You could do this anytime during the day. You can do it anytime. It doesn't have to be just after foam rolling. And okay. Good. That was about 25 minutes, maybe longer if you needed to pause the video or the workout, but hopefully this helps. Give me your feedback. I want to know how your muscles feel. Hopefully you feel a little bit more looser, a little bit more blood flow going to those muscles. And if you need something, put it in the comments, or you can go over to Facebook and join the Recover Strong with Fitness group. You can ask questions there, and I'll do a video for you.
Hey,
so let me know.
If you got value out of this video,
have a great day.
please subscribe.
See you at the
and
next
also
workout.
comment below what else you'd like to see, because this channel is for you, to help you be better in your everyday life. Thanks for subscribing. Tell your friends about it, and we'll see you on the next video.